They'll have a red-hot pair of bodyweight specialists with Eric Cardona on the men's side. This match is bound to be hard-fought. No matter what, I'm eager, and we are just 30 seconds away from race number 1, the partner forward.
seconds.
15 seconds till we kick off, looking to see who we have approaching the floor first. For the Lions, it's going to be Emiliana Guerrera. And for the men's side, for the Lions, this looks to be Eric Cardona. For the Wild, we have 2 athletes as well. Men go first, women follow. Updates: Fort Lauderdale Lions getting an early lead on the Gainesville Wild. This workout is quick and fast. It's going to take a lot to gain a full advantage and lead moving into the next quadrant. They have 8 burpee box jump overs here before either 2 new teammates come out or this set move on to quadrant number 2, where they'll have 6 dumbbell overhead squats and burpee box jump overs. 2 reps to go for the Lions. Haven't seen a hand up. Hands going up for the Gainesville Wild. They've moved on to quadrant number 2. Quadrant number 2, we have 6 dumbbell overhead squats and burpee box jump overs. Men's weight 40, women's weight 30. Boxes are a tall box, 30 and 24. Once again, as the reps continue to decrease, the weights and heights of the boxes will increase, getting more challenging and harder to get over as we move through to quadrant number 4. There's a couple different strategies to go for this race. You could have the same team move through all 4 quadrants. They could go 2 and 2 for the burpee box jump overs. Athletes can choose to jump all the way over the box, or they can choose to jump on top and then rebound off. Whichever one you think you can move quicker through is what we would recommend for the day. Next 2 athletes out for the Lions, we have number 33, Dez. And Eric Cardona. Gainesville Wild bringing their second team out on the floor for quadrant number 3. They have 4 reps here. Again, dumbbell overhead squats and burpee box jump overs. But the Lions have created a strong lead for themselves going into this first race of the match. Final 2 reps for Cardona for the Lions. 2 reps with 70s. Final 2 reps for the Wild for the women, but it looks like it's going to be the Lions that cross that finish line first, earning 2 points. All the Wild need to do here is finish the race under the time cap to earn 1 point for event number 1, the partner forward. And that closes out this race for the Wild. 2 points are going to be awarded to the Lions, 1 point to the Wild. As we move on to the next race, we're calling Mirror.
Imagine a sport that features incredible athletic feats like CrossFit, weightlifting, and gymnastics, structured as a high-stakes race like track and field or American Ninja Warrior, and requiring the strategy and teamwork of football or soccer. This is the Grid League, the world's most equal, diverse, exciting, and captivating sport. Grid is the ultimate race-based game requiring great teamwork, leadership, and strategy. And of course, incredible athletic performance. As one of the first co-ed team sports, men and women not only compete alongside each other, but against one another, The intriguing storylines and drama are double that of a single-gender team sport. Oh, and it's fast, exciting, and awe-inspiring. It's a race of greatness. A grid season follows a traditional team sport format. City-based teams are competing in a series of matches structured as a regular season, playoff and championship. The champion of a given season wins a large cash prize. A grid match is a series of short, high-speed, high-excitement races between two co-ed teams of players, representing a wide range of body types, athletic backgrounds, and skill sets. Each player fills a specific position on their team, including strength specialist, bodyweight specialist, and utility player. A grid race is a series of athletic movements called elements that must be completed by a combination of players as the head coach decides. The strategy can be complex, but the goal is simple: cross the finish line first. Each race is named and is consistent in structure and rules from match to match, but varies in element depending on the match format of the day. The playing surface is called the grid and is made up of 2 lanes, one for each team. Each lane is made up of a start line and finish line, 4 quadrants, and hash marks along the side. Race rules involve requirements around these areas of the grid. A central rig rounds out a complete grid and is used by both teams for certain bodyweight elements. The grid match score determines the match winner and is tallied according to these race outcomes. The team with the most points at the end of the match wins. Grid reflects a new era of equality and collaboration in sports, diverse males and females working together towards a common goal. The sport inspires youth to get off the couch and experience confidence and mindfulness through co-ed teamwork and the physical sport activity their body is built for. The positive impact of the sport of grid on the world has only just begun. The Grid League is poised to drastically change the way society thinks about and appreciates team sports.
Live stream with us here. Something you cannot see is that the Gainesville Wild has thrown the bonus flag. That means if they win this race, they'll be awarded 3 points instead of 2. Teams get to use this once per match if they need the advantage and believe that they're going to win. The next race we have is called Mirror. It's going to be 40 shoulder to overhead. The men's bar is 215, women's 135. After 10 reps, they'll move to the next quadrant, making it 40 reps total. The kicker, the barbell cannot touch the ground. If they drop the barbell at any point throughout this race, all athletes must return back to the starting line, complete a synchro chest to ground, and then they can return back to the barbell. Strategy here is communication with your teammates. Since the barbell can't touch the ground, 2 teammates will grab the ends as the next athlete rotates in to get to the next bar. Both teams have moved on to the second quadrant. In the last races we've seen today, no team got a full lead until it was the third quadrant. That is when the communication of how quickly they're going to move, how quickly they're going to switch athletes and players comes in. A reminder, the Gainesville Wild has thrown the bonus flag. They need to win this race in order to get that point. If they do not win this race, the Lions will be awarded that bonus point that they asked for. Gainesville's in that fourth quadrant first. They said, we threw the bonus flag and we meant it and won it. Here they go, couple reps to go, 2 to go for the men's side. And the Wild are done. They will earn 3 points because they threw the bonus flag. That is exactly what I like to see coming off of a not so hot event 1, making up for it in race number 2. The Lions finished underneath the time cap, which means they'll be awarded 1 point. Gainesville Wild earned 3. Next race, we'll have the ringer. The home team gets to determine the first ringer, and they'll choose their champion player to go head-to-head with the other side. First ringer we're gonna see is suicide sprints. It's gonna be a 1, 2, 3, 4, plus a finish. They'll run to the quad line each time. I'm excited to see how these athletes are gonna take on this first ringer point. We'll be back.
When you eat protein, and you eat enough of it, it literally makes you build muscle. But what people don't know works even better than protein is what protein breaks down into when you eat it, and that is essential amino acids. If you take essential amino acids directly, they are in some cases twice as effective at producing lean muscle in the body. So if you want a quick and easy way to get the amino acids that your body needs to create and to maintain lean muscle, essential amino acids are the way to go. Essential amino acids directly are more bioavailable and directly support the creation of muscle better and faster than protein alone does. And there is one brand that is above all others. Keon Aminos are the most premium, all-natural amino acids you can get. Come check them out.
It's Dr. Jamie here with the Box Doc, and we are going to talk about some safety tips when doing freestanding handstand push-ups, or really any kind of handstand push-ups in general. The most important thing we need to look at is our neck posture. So we don't want to be coming down with our neck extended. That puts a lot of compression through our cervical spine. If you are getting a lot of pain when you do handstand push-ups in your neck, we need to either look at the mechanics or check your strength. There are definitely ways that we can strengthen your neck muscles to be able to better support you into those positions. So there are a few different ways we can strengthen the muscles in the neck. We can do stuff lying on your back. We can actually do some neck work with some bands. The other thing to really focus on in a freestanding handstand push-up would be actually just holding that tripod position and getting comfortable being vertical with your neck in a good position. So just some tripod holds will really start to help build your capacity in that position.
So, Lily moved in, huh? How's that going?
Amazing. My former office is now home to Lily's dog, Peanut. And houseplants. Lily loves houseplants. Oh, and Lily's brother is crashing here. And it's no, they never. He has a lot of friends. But the best part, Lily put me on this new soda Olipop. It's actually good for you. 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 Amazing, right?
We are back here just seconds away from the next race, which is what we call the ringer point. The home team chooses the ringer point race first. Gainesville Wild, our current home team, they chose suicide sprints. Most people haven't done suicide sprints since they were in middle school, so it's gonna be awesome to see how these players take this on. Each team chose their champion for this quick race. We are just 30 seconds away from the first ringer point race of the Wild and Lions season. Sam Martin is out on the grid for Gainesville Wild, while Jordan Vanover is on the grid for the Fort Lauderdale Lions. Gainesville chose this race, so they must believe that Sam is the fastest sprinter. Oh no, he tripped up at the start line. That's gonna be costly for this race. The grid is slippery. If athletes slip up, that'll cost them. Gainesville Wild's currently leading. One more sprint to go for Sam Martin, number 7 from Gainesville Wild. Jordan Vanover's just, oh, and there's a trip on the grid. This is exciting. And the Gainesville Wild were right with choosing their ringer point player. Sam Martin finishing in around 30 seconds. All of the sprints for this ringer point. That's an amazing race, adding points to the tally for the Gainesville Wild. Next race that's coming up is going to be Echo. Echo will go 2 different teams. They'll do 30 hang squat cleans for the ladies or hang squat clusters for the men. 95 pounds on the bar, same for both ladies and gentlemen. 20 bar muscle ups, 30 bar facing burpees, 30 snatch or squat snatch at 115. Excited to see how it goes. We'll catch you back here in about 2.5 minutes.
Thank you for coming and saying
Yeah, no problem. So Chris, on the last muscle up, had a hard time getting the last one, so I jumped in, got it. Super easy, felt like butter. And then I went to the flipper and went to work. Hey, it's 0-0 now. Go! Let's go! This is our race. This is nobody else's. Stand up for what you got. Let's go and win this right now. Let's go! Let's go! Eyes on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Shot, son. You got it. You got it.
Did you get that kiss?
That's love, bro. That's love. Fight to the finish.
Ease me off. I don't care about losing. If we lose, as a fucking team. You know this shit what happened 10 minutes ago. We start over now. Do you understand? I am so sick and tired. I don't mind losing, but I mind when I have an entire team of people acting like children. Squash it and become friends now.
Being a professional strongwoman, we flip heavy objects all the time, so it's right in my wheelhouse. You know, when stuff's flying at you fast, you're just falling your ass. But, you know, it sucks because in the first race, that happened, and I feel like our team lost the race, and if I could have caught it, we would have been better. So we made a little shift in how we were doing the flipper for the second round, and I think it paid off. So.
You are back with me. I am Bella Martin, and we are here at UBU Convention Center in Orlando. This is Florida Grid League. First match of the season. This is Echo. 2 teams will go head-to-head. First element, 30 hang squat cleans for the ladies or hang squat clusters for the men at 95. The teams can change players at any time to complete the 30 hang squat cleans or clusters before moving on to the second quadrant where they'll have 20 bar muscle ups. There's different strategies here. Teams can go males first, females first, whatever they need to get to those 30, 95 pounds on the bar. For a man, that can add a lot of whip, makes it a little bit easier to get that bar all the way overhead. Once the teams have moved onto the rig, I see Megan Adams, first player to the muscle-ups. Megan's working on the muscle-ups. Athletes are now going to use a technique we call waterfall. A waterfall is when one athlete is at the top of the rig, the other player is at the bottom starting their kip so that they can go one and one since only one athlete can work at a time. Each team has 20 bar muscle-ups. They can switch players as needed. But the Gainesville Wild's the first team to get to the 30 bar facing burpees. Not far behind is going to be the Lions with Cardona. Cardona is flying through these bar facing burpees. There are 30. They can transition as many times as they need to finish through. Gainesville Wild bringing in another player who will move on to that snatch barbell once they're completed with their 30 bar facing burpees. Three reps to go for the Lions. And the Lions are first to the barbell. Not far behind are the Wild. The Lions are muscle snatching this barbell. It's 115 for the females. They can snatch it any way they need to. For the men, they have to squat snatch it. Speed is the name of the game here. They have 30 snatches. 18 into the 30 snatches for the Wild. 25 for the Lions. The Lions are moving quickly through these snatches. Who is going to finish this race first? And it's going to be the Fort Lauderdale Lions, earning 2 points in this race called Echo. But here's the thing, the athletes are about to repeat this race. There's going to be a 45-second transition time, and then they're going to do the entire race over again, starting back at the 30 hang squat cleans or hang squat clusters for the men. 95 pounds remains on the bar. We're using a women's barbell here. Men have a little bit of an advantage here. They have a little bit more whip when they're using that barbell, can really fly through these reps. The Lion won the first race. But as we've seen in previous matches, most often one team will win the first and then the other team will win the second Echo. But it pays to finish this race first. You'll get more rest time before you have to repeat the race again. Hence why we call it Echo here at Florida Grid League. And the players are off back in quadrant one for 30 hang squat cleans or squat clusters for the men. Both teams have female athletes out first. For the Lions, Jonathan Vanover's on the bar. The Gainesville Wild were first to get to the rig in quadrant two in the previous race. Let's see if they can do it again. I see hands up for both teams. Gainesville Wild first to the 20 bar muscle ups. She's waiting at the top. And here they go. Both teams have both players on the rig working through their 20 bar muscle ups in the waterfall fashion. Bar muscle ups are challenging enough, but adding this component to it so you're working with your team is what makes Grid League special. Communication with the technique here and the timing is crucial. And the Lions are the first to the bar facing burpees. Megan Adams over for the Wild in quadrant three, working on those 30 bar facing burpees.
Keep it up, come on, Paul.
Waiting to see hands in the air. Is going to be the Wild to take this race, or are the Lions going to go for a two-peat and go 2 for 2 in our Echo races? 14 reps for the Wild, about halfway there. 21 for the Lions. They are head-to-head, nearly neck and neck and tied at this point in the race. Next, they'll have 30 snatches or squat snatches at 115. If you were watching the previous race of Echo, you saw the Lions flying through the 115 snatches. And they're gonna do it again. Muscle snatching, 115. They have 30 here, and that will close out their race. Can the Lions hold on and take another race win? We have less than 90 seconds to go here. Waiting to see hands in the air. The Wild are just about halfway. The Lions just about halfway. They are currently neck and neck and tied in that fourth quadrant. It is going to be a photo finish to see who can get the final 10 reps of the snatches completed in that fourth quadrant. Less than 10 to go for both teams here. The Lions won the first Echo, two for the Wild, and the Gainesville Wild won the second Echo race. If you remember what we said earlier, typically today in a match, one team will win the first Echo race and the other will win the second. We've only seen one team take both Echo races. So as it stands now, the Gainesville Wild earning 2 points from this Echo race. The Fort Lauderdale Lions, 2 from the previous Echo race. You're not gonna wanna go anywhere. We have the snatch ladder coming up soon.
The Grid League often gets compared to CrossFit, so we're going to take a minute today and talk a little bit about what the similarities and differences are. We're going to end this video with how we see Grid League affecting CrossFit as it grows. There are 3 primary similarities when it comes to CrossFit and Grid. The first of which is the most obvious, and that's the fact that we use some of the same movements. We both use a lot of weightlifting movements, gymnastics movements, pull-ups, box jumps, wall balls. But what you'll find is that's true in a lot of sports. Of course, CrossFit and weightlifting both use the snatch and clean and jerk. Both baseball and cricket hit a ball. Rugby and football have tackling, and lots of sports use running. Next, both CrossFit and Grid use time as a part of their competitions. This is also true of track and field, marathons, and any other form of race that exists in the world. The third and most special similarity is all those haters on the internet talking about how our pull-ups aren't real and we're just using momentum. Love those guys, and they're always so original with what they say. So when it comes to what's different between CrossFit and Grid, you have to start with the origin. What is it all about? So CrossFit, by their own definition on their own website, talks about how CrossFit is a training methodology and a lifestyle first. The competitive form of CrossFit is an awesome part of sports as far as I'm concerned, but its purpose is secondary to the fact that CrossFit is about developing fitness and healthy lifestyle first. The Grid League was born to be an entertainment entity. It was designed to be a sport that's fun to watch and fun to play first. So who participates in these sports? CrossFit is very individually focused. The individual form of CrossFit competition is by far the most popular, and the teams that do exist are 4-person teams, so they're on the small side. There's no individual form of Grid League. Grid League consists of 18-person teams as the true definition of a team sport. The title of the CrossFit Games is to find the fittest on earth. Grid League is more of a traditional team sport where the goal of that season is to find the championship winning team of the season. There's also a big difference between the events that make up each sport. The events that make up a CrossFit competition are called workouts. The events that make up a Grid League match are called races. CrossFit uses a series of these workouts to test various dimensions of fitness that, combined, give a holistic picture of total fitness. Grid is a series of races made up of athletic elements that must be executed as fast as possible by a team. Like any race that exists in the world today, a Grid League race takes place between a start line and a finish line, and the goal is always to cross that finish line first. CrossFit workouts are performed in a wide range of speeds. Gridleague only has one pace: fast. CrossFit workouts are many different time domains, sometimes lasting hours. Gridleague races are all very short, 5 minutes or less. A full CrossFit competition usually lasts many hours or multiple days. A Gridleague match is about an hour and a half. CrossFit starts with a worldwide open and narrows the field over a series of events across many divisions, culminating in the CrossFit Games. The Gridleague follows a traditional sports season format, starting with a combine called the American Grid Trials, from which teams recruit for their season. There's then a series of matches amongst city-based teams making up a regular season, and the top teams from that regular season move on to the playoff bracket, culminating in the championship match. The winning team is named the champion of that season. Let's look at the differences between the competitors in these individual sports. CrossFitters must be extremely well-rounded to perform well. You don't see a ton of variation in body type in top-performing CrossFitters because being too big, too small, or having too specific a skill set will eliminate your ability to be competitive in one aspect of fitness or another. Gridleague players are built for their strengths. This means there's a natural diversity in every aspect of humanity across a grid team. This makes for a super compelling team dynamic, as teams must span genders, ethnicities, body types, backgrounds, and personalities, bringing a whole new level of teamwork. The last thing I want to highlight is the spectator experience. Grid was designed to be fun to watch. A CrossFit competition viewer experience is more like a triathlon or a track and field event. It happens over the course of several hours or days and can be slow at times. Finding the fittest human on earth is super compelling, but it's impossible to do quickly or without downtime. Gridleague was designed to be fun to watch first, before everything else. There was high energy, high excitement events in quick succession with little downtime. So I promised we would cover how Gridleague is going to affect CrossFit as it grows. Here we go. We believe that as we grow, we will help CrossFit become even stronger. When somebody comes to us wanting to play Gridleague but isn't proficient in the foundational movements, we send them to a CrossFit gym. We believe using physical ability is healthy. We believe competition is healthy. We believe the world is better when more people are physically active. Whether that's CrossFit, weightlifting, running track, dancing, or playing grid, we believe that the more opportunities there are for people to express their physical abilities to inspire themselves, others, and the world, the better that world will be.
We are 60 seconds away from the next race for the Gainesville Wild and the Fort Lauderdale Lions. It's race number 7, ladder. The Wild won every ladder last season in 2021 except for their match against the Brigade. The Lions only won 1 ladder last season. So moving into this next race, I'm wondering if they can beat the Wild in a strength-based race. The ladder, for those of you who can't see the weights on the floor, the men's weights in quadrant 1, 195, quadrant 2, 215, quadrant 3, 235, and closing it out, quadrant 4, 255. For the women, quadrant 1, 120, quadrant 2, 135, quadrant 3, 150, and in quadrant 4, 165. The goal of ladder is to get as many players through the ladder as possible. Getting as many athletes to that 4th grid will earn the most points for the teams. The players can only attempt the snatch once. If they fault out, they are not allowed to repeat the lift. Some strong lifts for both players from the Wild and the Lions first. Male athletes out on the grid, and that's a fault for number 14 from the Lions. Can 255 is on the bar for the Wild, and it's good. And that's a good lift for the Wild. Next, players for the Lions and the Wild. Megan Adams on the barbell, and that's a fault out. First athlete to the 4th quadrant barbell for the Lions. Again, not all players have to make it to the 4th quadrant. If a player can only make it for the first 2, they'll still get points. It's a good lift for the Wild. And a solid lift for the Lions and the Wild. Players have 4 minutes to get through as many snatches as they can. This race always causes a lot of excitement because it takes a little bit of time at the end to see who earned the most points throughout all the quadrants. We have an athlete in the 4th quadrant for the Wild. Can she do it? And that's a split snatch, and that counts here at the Florida Grid League. I'll tell you what, a split snatch is not easy, especially not at 165. That was an impressive lift. Number 99 on the floor for the Lions. Look at easy as she's working through her barbells. Now she's in the 4th quadrant. Can she do it? 165, and it's up, and it's good. There is 1 minute remaining for these athletes. Teams have as much time as they can to get all of the players through the snatch ladder. Cardona, quadrant 2's a good lift. Moving on to quadrant 3. And that's a fault out and a no lift. 45 seconds to go. Where are these players going to get to? You're seeing a couple different things out here. We've seen split snatch, we've seen power snatch if it's light. We've seen a lot of squat snatches once it gets to that 3rd and 4th quadrant. We have a player for the Wild, power snatching quadrant number 2. She's gonna make it to quadrant 4. I have a feeling quadrant 3, easy for the Wild, 15 seconds. Final lift, 165 on the bar. Can she do it? And it's a fault out. 10 seconds. The Lions are in quadrant 2. And that's a good lift for the Lions. That calls it for race 7, the ladder. We will be right back. We're gonna tally up the points, let you know which team was successful in this race.
I see everyone that they can meal prep on weekends. That's perfect. But I don't usually have that time because that weekend I used to program my clients and everything, and just having my weekly box coming up, it's just like perfect because I really can like take advantage of those days, and I'm not just cooking and then programming again and then I have to come back and cooking because that things take like 3 or 4 hours to cook. I really love Rebuild because it's super helpful. I usually choose the performance plan because it's not dairy, it's gluten free, and it's soy free. When you eat to perform, those points are so important. Like there's a lot of things that you have to keep in mind because we literally eat to perform.
with me. I am Bella Martin. This is UBU Expo Center and the Florida Grid League. If you watched the last race between the Wild and the Lions, I bet you're eager to know what that final score was. The Wild won the last race, the ladder. Next thing we have going is going to be the ringer point. This one was chosen by the Wild. This one was chosen by the Lions. It's going to be the med ball handstand walk. Each team will choose their champion player to walk the length of the grid with a med ball between their legs. Another exciting point, the Fort Lauderdale Lions have thrown their bonus flag, meaning if they win this race, they'll earn an additional 1 point. If they don't win this race, the other team will be awarded that extra bonus point. Here we go, it is a race. Men have a 10-pound mall ball between their legs. Women have a 6-pound. The Lions who chose this race are going to cross that finish line first. Bonus flag and a race win for the Lions. That is a good looking race for them. Next race we have up is going to be Jack and Jill. A lot of strategy and gymnastics capacity come into play here. We are just a few minutes away. We'll get an updated score for you right now.
If I were to choose between a tire and a flip sled, I would 1000% choose flip sled. You can just do more. You can add weight, you can do multiple different exercises. With a tire, you're kind of stuck with the weight that you have and can only do very simple movements, probably on the top of my head, just like deadlifts and tire flips with it. With the flip sled, you can do so much more. Pushing, pulling, flipping, squats, the whole 9 yards.
The fact that you can actually add as much weight as you want for your big lifters and then still be wide enough for your female athletes as well. Not have to have so much square footage space for like tires. Okay, I mean, if you have different levels of tires, I mean, have 10 of them, that's a lot of square footage. And for a gym owner, I mean, you need as much square footage for your clientele as possible.
It's Dr. Jamie here with the Box Doc, and we are going to talk about some safety tips when doing freestanding handstand push-ups or really any kind of handstand push-ups in general. The most important thing we need to look at is our neck posture. So we don't want to be coming down with our neck extended. That puts a lot of compression through our cervical spine. If you are getting a lot of pain when you do handstand push-ups in your neck, we need to either look at the mechanics or check your strength. There are definitely ways that we can strengthen your neck muscles to be able to better support you into those positions. So there are a few different ways we can strengthen the muscles in the neck. We can do stuff lying on your back. We can actually do some neck work with some bands. The other thing to really focus on in a freestanding handstand push-up would be actually just holding that tripod position and getting comfortable being vertical with your neck in a good position. So just some tripod holds will really start to help build your capacity in that position.
We are 90 seconds away from the next race, Jack and Jill. Things you're gonna wanna watch for this next one. The Wild have won 4 out of their 6 Jack and Jill races in the past season. So moving into this next race, do we believe that the Wild can hold off the Lions, or do we think the bodyweight and utility athletes from the Lions are gonna be able to pull off a race win against the Wild? It's been exciting so far with this match for the Fort Lauderdale Lions, Gainesville Wild. If you missed the last race, it was the ringer point med ball handstand walk. A bonus flag was thrown for the Fort Lauderdale Lions, giving them an extra point since they won the race. We are 1 minute away from the next race, Jack and Jill. The Florida Grid League has a majority of players that have done CrossFit, have done weightlifting, gymnastics. Their backgrounds come from so many different sports. Something that's even more exciting is that 2 players from the Gainesville Wild previously played in the NPGL. Braden Ruby and Justin Adams on the Gainesville Wild previously competed on 2 different teams in the NPGL. I'm excited to see what they throw down today in this next race. It's called Jack and Jill. Looking for an updated score here, 10-12 for the Gainesville Wild, your current leader. The ringer point has been a new addition to the Florida Grid League. Something to note, if an athlete was used in any ringer point today in this first match, they cannot do another ringer point throughout the rest of the season. Teams had to put a lot of thought and strategy into choosing which player they were going to use today. I think the Lions and the Wild were pretty happy about it. Jack and Jill, this next race is going to be 60 chest to bar pull-ups, 30 double touches, and 15 triple touches. Only one player can work at a time. We are redoing the med ball handstand walk. Redoing the med ball handstand walk. The Lions 10-pound wall ball. The Gainesville Wild 6 pounds for their female athlete. And the Lions have crossed that finish line first. Something that is unique to Florida Grid League. Races can be redone. We'll be back at it soon with that next race, race number 8, Jack and Jill, in just a second. And here we are back at UBU Expo Center in Orlando, Florida. This is the Florida Grid League. This is race number 8, Jack and Jill. We have the two teams out on the grid right now, Fort Lauderdale Lions and the Gainesville Wild. Jack and Jill, teams will have 3 minutes to complete 60 chest bar pull-ups, 30 double touches, and 15 triple touches. If you are new to the sport of Grid League, let me educate you on what a double touch and a triple touch looks like. For a double touch, players will do a toe to bar and then they will complete a chest to bar. That's a double touch. For a triple touch, they will do toe to bar, chest to bar, then a bar muscle up. For this workout, the strategy implemented for the gymnastics is going to be the waterfall strategy. You've seen it before. One athlete is completing the move while the other is working through their kip. Since only one player can work at a time, this is the most efficient strategy to get all of the gymnastics completed. We have Megan Adams on the grid right now with John Dunkel. Justin Adams, her husband, waiting for his shot out on the grid. We've got double touches for the Lions. First double touches for the Gainesville Wild. 2 players from each team. Justin Adams on the rig here for his double touches. He's got 30 between him and his teammate. We have Sammy Nally, Justin Adams for the Gainesville Wild. Waiting to see hands in the air for both teams. The Fort Lauderdale Lions, first player to get to the triple touches. For the Lions, we have Emiliana Guerrera. She's flying through these triple touches in some amazing pink Noble shoes. Something you'll see in this race specifically, it is very challenging to waterfall a triple touch. One athlete has to be working, the other will rest at the top of the bar muscle up. They cannot be working at the same time. They have 15 here between them. 2 points on the floor. Which team is going to make it first? It's going to be the Fort Lauderdale Lions to cross that finish line first. Another 2 points. 1 point for the Gainesville Wild. That was Jack and Jill. Next race we have coming up is going to be the Triad. We'll have the Triad. 3 female athletes will complete the race first. 15 ground overhead, 15 handstand push-ups, 15 double kettlebell front squats, 4 ring muscle-ups, 15 deadlifts. Then the males will go and complete the same race. Something we've seen earlier today, the kettlebell front squats are causing a lot of issues for the players. I'm eager to see how the Wild and the Lions handle this next race.
I love Element Salt a lot.
Hardcore Element user.
Element's been awesome.
Element.
I've been using Element basically every day. I love it. I was, back to working out and wanted to make sure that I stayed hydrated because that's so important for your supply.
It was a game changer for me because all through high school and college, I would always cramp. This generally comes from that mineral imbalance. Having Element T, in my training bag keeps me hydrated. It's phenomenal.
It rejuvenates me in the workout. It's what my body craves and it's what it needs after sweating so much. It's definitely helped me get through really long, tough workouts and just give me the energy that I need in order to keep pushing through.
It's Dr. Jamie here with the Box Doc, and we are going to talk about some safety tips when doing freestanding handstand push-ups or really any kind of handstand push-ups in general. The most important thing we need to look at is our neck posture. So we don't want to be coming down with our neck extended. That puts a lot of compression through our cervical spine. If you are getting a lot of pain when you do handstand push-ups in your neck, we need to either look at the mechanics or check your strength. There are definitely ways that we can strengthen your neck muscles to be able to better support you into those positions. So there are a few different ways we can strengthen the muscles in the neck. We can do stuff lying on your back. We can actually do some neck work with some bands. The other thing to really focus on in a freestanding handstand push-up would be actually just holding that tripod position and getting comfortable being vertical with your neck in a good position. So just some tripod holds will really start to help build your capacity in that position.
I mean, with soccer or any sport, really, you always have well, girls are better at this in sports, or guys are better at this, but it's like that kind of meshes and goes away in grid because you have your job and that's it. You're good at your job or you're not. So it's not so much guy versus girl anymore. It's just you're a human, do your job.
I don't treat them like dainty little ladies. I don't think they're lesser or weaker or softer. They deserve the same compliments and reprimands that everybody else on our team does.
I love that we had to share the same weights, the same box, and the same everything.
There's guys who are afraid of the girls, like, oh man, she's really good at this or whatever, and I have to go against her.
And I let the guys know, be like, hey, this is what they just ran. You need to match it or beat it. Otherwise, you're gonna hear about it.
Right now, a lot of us need healthcare that's simple and affordable. That's why we created Antidote Health, because you shouldn't have to wait for the doctor when you need it. You should have access to a doctor within minutes, with lower monthly costs, no deductibles, and 24/7 access to a doctor. It's healthcare that cares about you. Get started today at antidotehealth.ai, available on the Apple and Google Play stores.
We are back here, UBU Expo Center in Orlando. This is the Florida Grid League. Two teams up for this match right now, Gainesville Wild and the Fort Lauderdale Lions. I'm your host, Bella Martin. The next race we have is going to be the female triad. 3 females will be working at the same time to complete multiple stations. They'll have 15 ground to overhead, 15 handstand push-ups, 15 double kettlebell front squats, 4 ring muscle-ups, and 15 deadlifts. For these athletes, not only is their physical fitness necessary to be top-notch all season long, but staying hydrated is also just as important. Our staff, our players, and our fans all love Element salts for staying hydrated without all the extra sugar and junk that is in normal sports drinks. If you haven't tried it yet, go to their website, drink Element Tea, and get the electrolytes your body needs to function like these top-level players. And they are off. Fort Lauderdale Lions with 12 points, Gainesville Wild with 13. 3 ladies are competing right now. Their first element, 15 ground to overhead with 85 pounds on the bar. The teams can swap out players anytime they need to complete the elements, but all 3 players need to complete the element before they can move on to the next one. Gainesville Wild, first team to get to the second element, which is 15 handstand push-ups. In previous matches, we saw players get caught up here and then get caught up at the double kettlebell front squats. I'm eager to see how these 2 teams take on this race we call Triad. We've got both teams moving on to the kettlebell front squats. Elbows must be in front of the body. It's a movement standard that's been challenging for these players to keep as they're getting tired. They do have 15 of these front squats. Each kettlebell weighs 53 pounds. Teams can have players change whatever they need. They must maintain that front rack position. Hands up for Wild, hands up for Lions, but the first athlete for the Lions is going to be completed with her front squats. After the 3 players complete their front squats, they'll move on to 4 ring muscle-ups. We'll likely see some change in players here. The point of Grid League must be to use your players for their strengths. If you're watching right now, Fort Lauderdale Lions, that front rack position is crucial. You don't want to get faulted out for holding the wrong posture. 2 athletes for the Fort Lauderdale Lions have moved on to their ring muscle-ups. The Wild, a couple reps to go on the front squats. And 1 more rep for the Lions for this final ring muscle-up. And a player change for the Lions. The team's moving on to 15 deadlifts at 205. Bringing in some of your strength players would be key right here. The Lions want to take home this first race win. The Wild are still on their kettlebell front squats. They're gonna have to pick it up if they want to get to the ring muscle-ups and the deadlifts under the time cap. There's only 1 minute remaining on the clock for these 2 teams to complete this workout we call the Triad. Gainesville Wild, hands up in the air, 5 reps of the front squats to go. The Lions are almost done with their deadlifts. The Wild have yet to make it to their ring muscle-ups. 30 seconds on the clock. Can the Gainesville Wild finish this workout? They're gonna need the points. They need to complete this workout. The Lions have completed the female triad race. 15 seconds on the clock. Gainesville Wild need to pick it up if they're going to get through the muscle-ups. And the Gainesville Wild female triad not going to cross that finish line. They will get no points for the female triad. The Lions will get 2 points for their team winning this first race. Next up, we're gonna have the men triad, male triad. We're gonna move on to a heavier barbell, 125 for the ground overhead, 70 pounds for those kettlebells, and 295 for their deadlifts. You're not gonna wanna miss this. We're gonna see if the Lions can make it a two-peat and win the male and the female triad races.
Grid is like super fast fitness, and it's really unique because it's guys and girls on the same team. And unlike other sports, you don't have to be good at everything. You get to showcase your skills of what you're really good at. A lot of people confuse CrossFit and Grid and think they're the same thing, when really they're very different. Some of the movements are similar, and they might look like, oh, you're doing the same exercises, why isn't this CrossFit? But with CrossFit, you have to be good at everything. If you want to be competitive, you can't have any holes in your game. You have to be really strong, you have to be really fast, you have to be really good at gymnastics and have a really good engine. But with Grid, it's totally opposite. You can literally just be really strong. You can suck at burpees and a 20-minute Metcon, that doesn't matter. Your only job at Grid is to be really strong and move a barbell really fast. Or to be really gymnastic and be a ninja on the rig or on rings or whatever. Or just be someone like me who really likes burpees and likes to do a lot of that stuff. You know, like I'll never be the strongest or the gymnastiest, but I have a decent engine and I can move really quick. So for me, it's good because I get to do the stuff that nobody likes to do, like the box jumps and the burpees and that kind of stuff. Whereas my partners will save me, and they're going to do the back rolls to support and the crazy stuff on the rings that I have no business doing. But together, that's how we win matches, because we all kind of come together and do the stuff that we're good at. I love Grid because, especially after college of being a collegiate athlete, I get to be a team athlete again. But the really cool thing about Grid is I get to compete against guys and beat guys at stuff. And they see us as equals. There's been times where guys have to go against girls and they're like, oh crap, I don't want to go against her. She's really good at this movement or whatever. And that's, you don't see that anywhere else. It's usually a soccer team has all girls or all guys, and it's like girls are really good at one thing in this sport, guys are really good at one thing in that sport, but it doesn't matter what you are. You're a human playing on this team, and you have a specific role that's important. And that's really cool to see, especially for women who think that they can't play, sports with guys or whatever, and they see us on the Grid like, wait a minute, they're sharing a barbell with a guy, like they're going against a guy, and they're keeping up or beating that guy. Like that's just so cool and really empowering that we just get to feel as important as our counterparts, and it's just we're all needed to be on a team in order for the team to win.
About 2 years ago, I tore my ACL while doing rope climbs, and unfortunately the ACL surgery turned into an infection. So I had to get another surgery to clear the infection, and then I was in bed rest for over a month. I had a lot of doctors telling me I was too old, and as a female you shouldn't compete anymore, you should start worrying about other things, and your body's going to break down, you've been through too much. And it was not an easy thing to go through, and I just want to inspire other people. Even when you're an older female, you can go through stuff like this and come back from it even stronger, and don't give up on yourself. Just keep pushing. I love working for Valor. Their statement that they follow is find your personal bravery, and I think that's a great mantra because I think we're all trying to find our personal bravery. Valor, it stands very strong behind what it believes, and it just wants to provide great equipment for its community. And I'm in this community, I'm in the sport, and I believe in everything that it's doing for all the people that use its equipment.
We are just seconds away from the male triad race. The Fort Lauderdale Lions took home the win in the past race for the female triad. They earned 2 points, and unfortunately, Gainesville Wild were unable to complete the race, earning 0. No issues here. The score is sitting at 14 for the Lions, 13 for the Wild. 2 points up for grabs here. We're about to see which team is going to take home the next race. Only 2 races left to go today. The score is so close. It is truly anyone's game.
Team stand by.
For this workout, the male triad, the first teammates have 15 ground overhead at 125. Then they'll move on to quadrant 2 and they have 15 handstand push-ups. Then 15 double kettlebell front squats at 70 pounds, 7 ring muscle-ups, and 15 deadlifts at 295. For the ground overhead at 125, these players are muscle snatching it, power snatching it, and even clean and jerking it to get it overhead. Anything goes, it's just got to touch the ground and then get overhead. First player from the Lions making his way to the wall for the handstand push-ups, but the Wild have yet to begin their handstand push-ups. They're still waiting for their third player to get to the wall. And now the Wild can begin their handstand push-ups. They've got 15. The Lions are almost done with their 15 handstand push-ups. We see a couple different strategies here. We see kipping, we see strict. It's interesting to see which strategy the players will use. Now they've moved on to the 15 double kettlebell front squats, each kettlebell 70 pounds. We've seen players tripping up on these kettlebells today because they're so heavy and they must maintain a specific position with their elbows or it's no rep. The Wild and the Lions are both on their kettlebell front squats. There are 15 here. That is a lot of weight and a lot of volume to be working with these kettlebells. Players can be subbed in and out whenever they need to. There's some strategy here, getting those good players out on the rings that are not tired. Lions' first player on the rings for the 7 ring muscle-ups. The Lions are flying through this triad race just like they did with the female race before. The Wild are still working on their front squats. They are finally done. Justin Adams on the rings. You can tell when someone has a gymnastics background. If you were watching at home, those ring muscle-ups look flawless. The Fort Lauderdale Lions moving on to their deadlifts. They have 15 deadlifts at 295. I'm eager to see if they can hold on to the lead that they have achieved throughout this race so far. And the Wild are done with their ring muscle-ups. Here they go working on their 15 deadlifts. 295, it is not light, but it's not too heavy. These players are gonna go unbroken if they can, slamming that bar to the ground to get a little bit of bounce, to get it off the floor. Fort Lauderdale Lions with the race win once again. They won both the female and the male triad, earning a total of 4 points for both races. The men on the Wild are going to need to complete this race so they can earn 1 point. They have 30 seconds and they are done. Fort Lauderdale Lions are going to earn 2 points for the male triad. Gainesville Wild, 1 point for the male triad. Score here. Now, the Fort Lauderdale Lions adding 2 points to their previous score of 14. They're at 16. Gainesville Wild from 13, they're going to move on to 14 points, 16 to 14. That is a close race. We're moving into the final race, which is a sprint relay. The winner of this race will take home 3 points. If the Lions win, they'll get 3 points, making their total 19. If the Wild come in second in the next, it'll be 19 to 15. If the Wild win this next race, it'll be 17. If the Lions finish, it'll be 17 to 17. You're not going to want to miss this next race. It's truly anyone's match. Once again, you're here with me, Bella Martin. This is UBU Expo Center. We are watching the Florida Grid League.
Thank you for coming and saying hi.
Yeah, no problem. So Chris, on the last muscle up, had a hard time getting the last one, so I jumped in, got it. Super easy, felt like butter. And then I went to the flipper and went to work.
Hey, it's 0-0 now. Let's go. This is our race. This is nobody else's. Stand up for what you got. Let's go and win this shit right now. Let's go. Let's go. Eyes on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Shot, son. You got it. You got it.
Did you get that kiss?
That's love, bro. That's love. Fight to the finish.
Ease me off. I don't care about losing. If we lose, as a fucking team. You know this shit what happened 10 minutes ago. We start over now. Do you understand? I am so sick and tired. I don't mind losing, but I mind when I have an entire team of people acting like children. Squash it and become friends now.
Being a professional strongwoman, we flip heavy objects all the time, so it's right in my wheelhouse. You know, when stuff's flying at you fast, you just fall on your ass. But, you know, it sucks because in the first race, that happened, and I feel like our team lost the race, and if I could have caught it, we would have been better. So we made a little shift in how we were doing the flipper for the second round, and I think it paid off. So you know, we're learning as we go. I wish we knew it all so we could just crush everybody and everything. So
Beer can.
So for the next hour, let's just tune in and do that palm thing, right?
Do that palm thing.
I'm serious.
Do that
I'm
palm
serious.
thing and win.
We're better than everybody knows we're better.
When we play Tampa, they're going to think they're getting a f***ing layup. How are we showing up to that? Not like a f***ing layup, that's for sure, right? We got 2 weeks to master our and we're going to come out and knock out the only team in the North that has ever won a f***ing title. We got 2 weeks to rest up, make sure Josh fixes every f***ing broken part of our bodies. I think I need a f***ing casket. We're going to make sure that we are ready to go in 2 weeks.
Slow it down. Y'all are like coming out here like you're trying to just like chaos. Slow it down.
Hey! Don't go! I got 2 more! I got 2 more! End of the game, and this is the basic. Good communication on the side.
I got a key. You're literally just like, let's just do you up. You got this. What? Hold it.
Heavyweight.
Nick's doing the ringer. It's going to be a striptease.
Oh, how can y'all get so lucky?
Am I doing it?
No, you got.
Hey, guys, I'm trying to lift this weight.
Everybody want to be a bodybuilder, but nobody want to lift this heavy ass weight. Ooh, man, handcuffs.
Listen, you can put this in Florida Gridlock. If I don't see him on the Florida Grid, he's real. I want 100 Ks for this video, 100 likes, 100 comments, and 100 new followers. Yes, I need new followers.
Them, they just do the bonus flag second race of the match because they think they're stronger than you. Yeah, go show them what it's about. Punch them in the let's go!
You guys do the bonus flag?
For this?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
For me, my success has only made them envious. They got upset. I had to put all their egos in check.
The moment. Do you used to do bodybuilding?
Yes.
I can tell. There you go.
Oh, I thought you were taking a picture.
It's Dr. Jamie here with the Box Doc, and we are going to talk about some safety tips when doing freestanding handstand push-ups or really any kind of handstand push-ups in general. The most important thing we need to look at is our neck posture. So we don't want to be coming down with our neck extended. That puts a lot of compression through our cervical spine. If you are getting a lot of pain when you do handstand push-ups in your neck, we need to either look at the mechanics or check your strength. There are definitely ways that we can strengthen your neck muscles to be able to better support you into those positions. So there are a few different ways we can strengthen the muscles in the neck. We can do stuff lying on your back. We can actually do some neck work with some bands. The other thing to really focus on in a freestanding handstand push-up would be actually just holding that tripod position and getting comfortable being vertical with your neck in a good position. So just some tripod holds will really start to help build your capacity in that position.
So, Lily moved in, huh? How's that going?
Amazing. My former office is now home to Lily's dog, Peanut. And houseplants. Lily loves houseplants. Oh, and Lily's brother is crashing here.
And it's no day never.
He has a lot of friends. But the best part, Lily put me on this new soda Olipop. It's actually good for you. 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 Amazing, right?
Right now, a lot of us need healthcare that's simple and affordable. That's why we created Antidote Health, because you shouldn't have to wait for the doctor when you need it. You should have access to a doctor within minutes, with lower monthly costs, no deductibles, and 24/7 access to a doctor. It's healthcare that cares about you. Get started today at antidotehealth.ai, available on the Apple and Google Play stores.
We are back for the final race, Gainesville Wild versus the Fort Lauderdale Lions. If you are new to the sport of Grid League and you like what you're watching and you want to become a fan, check out Peachy Athletics. They have all custom Florida Grid League and player apparel. You want to be in the Grid League, you want to be part of the crew, come check out Peachy Athletic. Next thing we are doing, we've got the sprint relay. This is the last race of the day. Why it's exciting, why you should be watching. If the Wild win this race and the Fort Lauderdale Lions finish, they'll go into what we call Gridlock. That's when the teams will go back to the final 4 elements, no substitutions. I don't know if you at home are super excited, but I am here and I want to see Gridlock. So I'm going for the Wild for this race. I want to see more. What we have first is going to be 25 thrusters at 100 pounds. It's on a women's barbell. After they finish the 25 thrusters, they'll go back, 4-point touch, and they'll run to the finish line. Lions and the Wild tied currently. Next athlete up, we've got Megan Adams for the Wild. We've got Katie Canning working on the 25 pull-ups. For these pull-ups, once they're completed, they go back to the starting line, 4-point touch, they'll run to the finish. Next athlete can come out. Once again, if the Wild win this race, we'll go into Gridlock. Hands in the air, Lion first to finish. That's Canning touching the line, running to that finish line. Megan Adams sprinting to the finish line for the Wild. Next player up for the Lions, 10 devil press, 35 pounds each dumbbell. The Wild and the Lions head to head here. There's only 10 reps, but these get gassy really fast. Hands up for both the Wild and the Lions. The Wild are going to need to pick it up if they want to win this race. 2 left for the Wild, 1 left for the Wild, 1 left for the Lions, and the Wild have caught up to the Lions. 4-point touch, running to the finish line. Next movement, 15 bar facing burpees, or 200-pound farmer's carry. Each dumbbell, each barbell weighs 200 pounds. Next element, 15 bar facing burpees. The Wild are a few reps ahead. It's 3 reps as the Lions get to the barbell. If you are watching at home, this is exciting. We want there to be Gridlock. Makes this even more fun for the first match of the year for the Lions and the Wild. Hands up for the Lions. The Wild are done. She's running to the start line, 4-point touch to the finish line. Next player we're going to see out for the Wild is going to be Justin Adams. He's going to go forward, backward roll to support. He is a gymnast. This is what he does. Lions are catching up. Justin has 2-rep lead on the Lions. Cardona is flying through his backward roll to support. And they are tied. Justin's to the start line first. He is sprinting. And Cardona has to go back to the rings. Those elbows must lock out on the backward roll to support. Players know the rules of the game here. The Wild have completed their 7 deficit handstand push-ups. Final athlete out, going to the 25 thrusters at 100 pounds. This is the final element. Wondering if it's going to be the final player out for the Wild. Final player out for the Lions here. 25 thrusters, 100 pounds on the bar. It is a women's bar, so those male athletes get a little bit of extra whip on there. Waiting to see a hand in the air, or if the Lions can catch them. Hands up for the Wild. 3 reps to go, 2 to go, 1. Running to the start line for the final 4-point touch. Sprinting to the finish line. Why is everyone in UBU excited right now? We are coming into Gridlock. All the Lions need to do is finish, and we'll move into Gridlock. Plenty of time. 4-point touch for the Lions, running to that finish line. This is amazing, and this is why we love the sport of Gridley. If you've enjoyed this match and you want to see all the behind-the-scenes action of this year's season, make sure you subscribe on YouTube and turn on your notifications. We will be right back. We are going to run it back, the final 4 elements. These teams need to be very careful. They cannot make any substitutions here for Gridlock. Don't go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss this. This is Gridlock, our final race of the day for the sprint relay. The score is currently tied up. It's going to be 17-17. Last 4 elements of this race. They're going to go 15 bar-facing burpees, 4 backward roll to support, 7 deficit handstand push-ups with a 10-inch deficit, and 25 thrusters at 100 pounds on the women's barbell. Once again, no substitutions here for Gridlock. This is what makes this sport so special, making sure on that backward roll to support. Players are getting faulted for not locking those elbows out. You've got to make sure you are following all the movement standards to make sure you don't cost your team that race win.
I mean, with soccer or any sport, really, you always have like well, girls are better at this in sports, or guys are better at this, but it's like that kind of meshes and goes away in grid because you have your job and that's it. You're good at your job or you're not. So it's not so much guy versus girl anymore. It's just you're a human, do your job.
I don't treat them like dainty little ladies. I don't think they're lesser or weaker or softer. They deserve the same compliments and reprimands that everybody else on our team does.
I love that we had to share the same weights, the same box, and the same everything.
There's guys who are afraid of the girls, like, oh man, she's really good at this or whatever, and I have to go against her.
And then I let the guys know, be like, hey, this is what they just ran. You need to match it or beat it. Otherwise, you're going to hear about it.
I see everyone that they can meal prep on weekends. That's perfect. But I don't usually have that time because that weekend I used to program my clients and everything. And just having my weekly box coming up, it's just like perfect. Because I really can like take advantage of those days and I'm not just cooking and then programming again and then I have to come back and cooking because that things take like 3 or 4 hours to cook. I really love Rebuild because it's super helpful. I usually choose the performance plan because it's non-dairy, it's gluten-free, and it's soy-free. When you eat to perform, those points are so important. Like there's a lot of things that you have to keep in mind because we literally eat to perform.
If I were to choose between a tire and a flip sled, I would 1000% choose flip sled. You can just do more. You can add weight, you can do multiple different exercises. With a tire, you're kind of stuck with the weight that you have and can only do very simple movements, probably on the top of my head, just like deadlifts and tire flips with it. With the flip sled, you can do so much more. Pushing, pulling, flipping, squats, the whole 9 yards.
The fact that you can actually add as much weight as you want for your big lifters and then still be wide enough for your female athletes as well. Not have to have so much square footage space for like tires. All right. I mean, if you have different levels of tires, I mean, you have 10 of them, that's a lot of square footage. And for a gym owner, I mean, you need as much square footage for your clientele as possible.
And the race is off. Gridlock. This is when two teams finish the final race and they have a tie. First element, 15 bar facing burpees. Each team can only choose one athlete to complete each element. There are no substitutions here. We've got hands up for the Lions. One more rep. Lions are done. First player done for the Lions. We got a 4-point touch and a sprint to the finish. First player done for the Wild. Here we go, Eric Cardona and Justin Adams back to the backward roll to support. With the backward roll to support, players must lock out their elbows. And Cardona going to make up for the last race, locking out, moving quickly, 4-point touch, sprinting to the finish. Justin Adams still on the rings. We've got the third player out for the Lions. 7 deficit handstand push-ups with a 10-inch deficit. Justin Adams for the Wild still working on his backward roll to support. This race was challenging enough the first time through. We've got Medina on the final element for Gridlock, 25 thrusters at 100 pounds. Justin Adams on the rings for the backward roll to support. It's gonna be the Fort Lauderdale Lions in the final element first. Waiting to see a hand in the air for the Fort Lauderdale Lions. It's the final element, final race of the day. This is Gridlock. Once again, our two teams finished with 17 points between the two of them. One more rep and the Fort Lauderdale Lions. Medina running back to the start line, 4-point touch, and he will sprint to the finish line. That's gonna be it for the Fort Lauderdale Lions. Gainesville Wild didn't have it in this Gridlock, and that is okay. This is the first match of the season. It's been amazing. The winner of the match is gonna be the Fort Lauderdale Lions. Once again, if you've enjoyed this match and you wanna see all the behind the scenes